I'm here in Logic, and I'm working on a piece that's got a lot of time signature changes and a lot of tempo changes, actually. And some of the parts are kind of weird. Like here, for example, I change the time signature 1 bar before the tempo changes. Or here, that's some sort of, I don't know, emulation of accelerando. 138, 142, 143, 145. And of course, time signature changes. And this piece is something like 11 minutes long, and it's quite a lot. Synth V doesn't take Logic's tempo, which is kind of a pain. And I'll show you what I mean. What I did here is I went to Project, Synchronize Tempo with Host. But the problem with Synchronize Tempo with Host is it only synchronizes the tempo of the part where the playhead is currently at. So the beginning of the piece is fine. There's, to check whether it's fine or not, there's a quarter note pulsating tom that's playing, and it should line up with the vocals. Let's check. Let's check if it does.
Come and follow us, we are gathering in this sacred place, we stand unified, we stand unified.
Okay, it's not a quarter note, it's one hit per bar of 5/8. So it lines up. One issue though is this is not in 5/8, this is in 4/4. So the notes don't seem to make any sense. And we have to fix that too. Otherwise our workflow is going to be very, very complicated as soon as we have to start moving notes around. The tempo now is correct. But here I changed tempo. And here I changed tempo as well. So let's check if it lines up with this part. This is the verse, there's no vocals here. Let's start playback.
If I shall die, somebody else will take my place.
Okay, as you couldn't hear, it's not lining up. The vocals should start. Da, 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 da. And it's just started now. So that's because the tempo change is only happening in Logic and not in Synthesizer E. If I now went in here and synchronized tempo with Host, then the same thing would happen. It would take the 142 beats per minute from where the playhead is currently at and affect the whole Synth V file. And that's just gonna ruin everything again. The beginning's not gonna line up. Not even this part is gonna line up because now the beginning takes longer or shorter. And it gets even worse at the end. I don't know if it's done rendering. No, you see. At the end, it's gonna be way off. Not by just a beat or two or half a measure. It's a few bars. And it's just a pain to work with. Like, you have to fix this. So, and the way I fixed it this morning actually, but I forgot to save. Bad Patrick. And now you get to see me redo it. Okay, I've got the tempo map here. But this tempo map is kind of, there's no overview. I can't really see the bars and stuff. So what I do is I open the sidebar here. And first I'm gonna do the time signatures. I can see all the time signature changes right here with the bars. That's important. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in here and change time signatures. I made a shortcut, Command T, which is seek to measure. That's also in here when I go to transport, seek to measure. And what that does is I can type in the measure I want to go to. I'm now going to type in 1. That's just the beginning. And I'm going to change. It's not in 4, it's in 5/8, as you can see here, right here, 5/8. Let's change that from 4 to 5. And from 4 to 8. So it's in 5/8. If I now go in here, you can see it lines up perfectly. This, by the way, is from Sibelius. That's why the syllables are already in here. I just exported the MIDI and imported into Synthesizer E. The next tempo change is at not tempo change, time signature change is in bar 119. And let's check here if that's true, because it's the first time I do it this way. Yes, 119, perfect. I'm in at bar 119 here, and I want to set time signature. Time signature, as you see here, is 4/4, classic. And next, that's the next time signature change is bar 297. Let's go to 297, 297, 297, and change time signature to 5/8. And now I do this for all these changes here. But the tempo changes are still not taken care of. And you can hear that by just playing back the song. Now she's supposed to start. This is
If I shall die.
And now she starts singing. This is where she was supposed to start. And she starts here. So the tempo is still not correct, even though the time signatures are. So now I'm gonna do the same with the tempo changes. I'm just gonna go to this sidebar here in Logic, and I've got all my tempos and the bars where they're happening at, and the empty position. So let's jump to measure 1 and change the tempo. Edit tempo marker. Measure 1 is 140. Perfect. Let's go to measure 120. And add set tempo here. We go to 148. And then we go to measure 148. That's funny. 472 and now 509. Tempo 140. Tempo here 140. Okay. Let's leave it to render, but let's check the beginning.
Come and follow us, come and follow us.
That works. So now the verse, which we checked earlier, and it never worked. Let's check now.
If I shall die, somebody.
Perfect. Then I've got, for example, this part. You see, I left this here to have kind of an orientation. Perfect. There's more vocals here.
Come and follow us, come and follow us.
Perfect. And then the last chorus is here.
As one.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. So this is how I did it. Let me know if this helped you, and especially let me know if there's a better way of doing this. I wish the Logic, the Synth V integration into the DAWs would be a bit smoother. And also the MIDI import into Synth V works mostly fine. What it doesn't do is the tempo changes aren't reflected in Synth V, at least not the way I do it. And the time signature changes aren't reflected either. And for music, like I create with lots of tempo changes and signature changes. That's kind of a pain because I already do everything in my Sibelius session. But I'm sure Synth is gonna watch this video and improve their interface. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Meisuiren and head over to my website, and bye.